Earth signs, how you doing? So Steve's got some really bad news at the moment. The fact that my dog is really ill. It looks like she may not come back from the vets. So I'm pretty much like really trying to do something in order to just take my mind off it, if I'm honest. It did look like she was getting better, but she got pancreatitis. Now it looks like her insulin levels are dropped and that she could have diabetes, and that her thyroid is also packing up now. And she's not eaten for 4 days, and they won't let her out the vets, and they won't let us over there to see her either. So it's proper. I'm just trying to do something to take my mind off it, if I'm honest. So one of the other reasons why I'm also changing things up slightly is because of the 60% tax that I'm pretty much charged by YouTube. I'm not going to go into. But if you want your star signs at the moment, they're actually being done 2 a day, and they're put over on Patron, just for Patron. Okay, and then I'm going to do earth signs, air signs, fire signs, and so on and so forth, water signs. Okay, but if you want a specific sign, okay, they're all being done each day, and they're all thrown over to Patron on the full access bundle, where you also get this. But at the moment, it's a new deck and a couple of new decks that I've got, and I thought, you know what, let's just do earth signs for a start. So I will explain towards the end so we can get on with your reading. But let's see. So earth signs, the hidden truth. The hidden truth. What is it that the earth signs need to know about their partner? What is it the earth signs need to know about their partner that could be hidden from them? Okay. So I wish we could go back. I wish we could go back and change back time. If I could only just turn back time. I wish I could go back and actually realise what it was that we may have said against one another. Okay, and I wish we could just go back and undo the past and just forget everything and just continue on. Okay, is really what I'm picking up. Okay, so someone is pretty much kind of like living in regret, really. I wish we could just go back and just forget what we've done. Okay, anybody beginning with D? Dun, Pucci, Stern, Dun, Dan, Danielle, Danny, Devil. A Devil, probably a Capricorn, Debbie, Eve, Steve, also I'm picking up. Let's see. So what is hidden from the earth signs? What do they need to know about their earth signs partner? You let me down. So it's this feeling of like, I wish we could go back, but you let me down. Okay. So it's kind of like that you may well have had an argument at the moment for a lot of you. Okay. And that someone's just wishes that they could pretty much, it might be an Aquarian placement or an 8. But somebody wishes that they could just go back, not undo what they did. If I say not, you say Pisces, swinging on a tree. So Pisces could be involved for a lot of you. And I wish we could just go back, but you let me down, I say. So someone feels as if they got let down, turned off and turned down, and basically told no. Okay. So you let me down. You wasn't there for me when I needed you the most, or when I need you the most, you're not there for me. Okay. So I'm really finding it very difficult in order to hold back the tears, if I'm honest. I am so upset. All I keep thinking about is my dog, like her face of being there for 4 days, thinking that we may have abandoned her. That's and that we're not there for her. So it could be a little bit of a message like this, like someone feels down because they feel that the other person isn't really there for them. Okay, if I say 4, you say Scorpio or Aries, possible life path 4. Let's see. Earth signs. What is it that's hidden from the earth signs? We will clarify these earth signs. So I want to make amends. Don't forget, when we are doing earth signs, it is very much of a general reading. Okay, you're not going to get anything that is as close a quarter as your actual star sign itself, because they could mean a mixture of all 3 of you. And all 3 earth signs, you know me, I deal with numbers, so it can also get very complex. But I want to make amends, you see. It's kind of like this, like, I feel like you let me down, but I will forgive you because I wish we could just go back and actually forget what we did. But you did let me down, but I do want to make amends and I do want to make it up to you. So it's kind of like when adults start arguing over certain things and things stand in the way, and you kind of like this, you know what? Is it really worth it, all of this? Is it really worth us fighting during this time? Okay, I may have let you down, you may have let me down. Who really knows? But I feel like a deflated tyre. So you might be dealing with like a Cancerian or a life path 7. But I just feel deflated at the moment. I just feel like I probably don't have much energy, and that I feel like you let me down. But I do want to make amends, and I do want to make it up to you. Okay. So that is kind of what's, hidden behind the truth of the wall. let's see, that someone may have. I can't get enough of you. You see, someone's so in love with someone here that they can't get enough of it, but it's kind of like this feeling within this reading, right, is where human beings, when they're filling up, Tommy, right, when I'm filling up and I got a lot on, normally is when people, well, majority of the time, 90% of the time, when people are filling up, Tommy, is normally when they're like, you know what, I can't take this anymore, okay, and they snap, right, and you end up doing something and saying something. And that's pretty much what this energy feels like here, is that I wish I could have just gone back and not really acted or reacted the way that I did. And I think more than likely both of you are kind of feeling that way, right, is that I just wish we could turn back time, really undo what it was that we did, not say those kind of things, not really provoke each other through like when we're tired and when we're exhausted, okay, and that the feeling that you did let me down, but then the other person thinks, well, did I let you down or did you let me down? Because that would be definitely within both energies, okay. And then I want to make amends, you want to make up, but I can't get enough of you. So again, it is if someone doesn't want to break up, they don't want to split up, it just feels like this momentary lapse of reason, and where we may have lapsed in our progress forward. We took two giant leaps forward, but then all of a sudden something happened, and I wish we could just go back one step, undo the past, and then continue on forward, okay? And that hopefully should be how you're both feeling here, okay? So let's so these are the kind of readings that I'm starting to get into more now over on Patron, really. But we thought we'd give it a test run for everybody. Okay, so why is it that somebody wishes that they could turn back time? What was it about? What is it actually about this? I wish I could turn back time for the earth signs. So 4 of Wands. So you could be dealing with the 4, the Scorpio, Aries. Some of you got triggered, okay? There may have been a lot of things going on at home. There could have been a lot of stress about work, about money, about someone's stability. And that because of all of that was on my mind quite a lot, I kind of realised that I wish if I could just go back and undo what I said, then, because what I think is the 4 of Wands is a clarification of, like, we got triggered, and we got triggered by the amount of motion of marriage, of relationship, of how strong the relationship actually is, okay, and the connection actually started to freak someone out maybe, and then you may have snapped and had a bit of an argument, but then realising that, you know, you let me down, you wasn't there for me, and you wasn't as stable as what I thought you may have been, okay, but I know you're stable because I wish we could go back and rebuild, okay. So some of you, might have got knocked down around a house or something. Okay, so what is the you let me down? No, let's continue on with the 4 of Wands. Tell me more about why this 4 of Wands was here, or why I wish I could turn back. Someone was kind of like in and out, like trying to make decisions between what were they trying to decide between. I don't know, because 2 can also be like I was hesitating, like I never made a clear decision. I didn't make what I was trying to say clear, like you, or the name Claire. But you didn't give me time to make myself perfectly clear, okay? But I'm still deciding what to do, when to do, but I wish we could just go back and like undo the negative part and actually focus more on the positive energy instead of the negative. Now, normally when you get that, if someone thinks very negatively and they're thinking negatively during their day, is when they'll normally have a response of something that's negative because there's a lot on their mind. So when it is, they probably snapped and then wished that they could just go back and undo whatever was said that was negative in order to now progress positively, because you have, I can't get over you, okay? I can't get enough of you, okay? So tell me more about this 2 of Pentacles, because it could be work, like stress at work, and you could have had an argument about money or about work, something like that. What is the 2 of Pentacles about this Ace of Cups? So it's kind of like that you may have spoken, but someone could have spoken out of turn. Okay, because they said something that may have been very negative towards the other person. That probably started an argument because the cup was there in order to say, you know what, let's just forgive and forget. Let's just forget this, shall we? Okay, but then you've got this energy of where someone still feels as if you let me down. Okay, so why do they have you let me down? Why do they have you let me down? What was that to do with about letting the person down? 7 of Swords, about a life path 7 or a Cancerian. it feels like that you wasn't really paying attention. You wasn't paying attention to me. You was more focused on yourself. You really could be dealing with like a fish, a Pisces for some of you, okay? But you were more focused on your Cancer, and I love Path 7. But you were more focused on yourself than you was me. When I needed you the most, you just suddenly decided to just piss off and just leave me abandoned on my own to just cope with this. So what kind of game are you playing? So it's a bit like you let me down when I really needed you the most. You wasn't really bothered. You just kind of like sodded off and just left me and just thinking, well, where have you gone? Okay, and it's probably because what it was that was said negatively that made the person think, okay, well, what's wrong? What is wrong now? Like, I'm here, okay, but you told me to go. You told me that, I'm sorry, but I really don't want to speak to you at the moment. You're like, okay, so what, you're telling me that you don't want to speak to me? Yeah. Okay, so, well, I had no choice but to back off then. So it's kind of like, but you let me down. It's like, no, but you let me down as well because you left me. So it's like this trigger of where someone may have came into your energy, into the conversation, butted into the conversation, didn't really give anybody time in order to settle down and relax. Okay, kind of give them a question and answer, rushed in to ask a question that may have been negative for the other person. They didn't really want to focus on all of the stress and the strain of life of what was causing me negativity. I didn't really want to speak about things that were negative. I wanted you to support me to talk about things that are positive, not negative. And because you did, I probably said too much where I may have pushed one of your buttons to do with around, well, you said something out of line. Okay, you said something that was very negative to me and I don't like that. Okay. So whatever that was, that may have been hidden within that too, because that's a soulmate energy. So it means that it would have been something very personal, private that was hidden about something here, because that would relate to the High Priestess, so on and so forth, something that someone wasn't quite revealing. Okay, and then when it came to crunch time, if this person says, oh, you're all right? They're like, no. Oh, no? You are all right. Well, yeah, but well, kind of, well, yeah. And you're like, hold on a minute, is that a yes or a no? You're like, well, yeah, but and you're like, that's confusing. Like, you're confusing me. Do you want to talk about this or not? You're like, yes, I do, but well, not right now. I don't know, because like you're forcing me to give you a yes or a no answer, and you're like, well, that's. And then the seven's kind of like, but you told me to leave, okay, but then again, I can't get enough of you, and I do want to work on it. Okay. So it's kind of like some of you or both of you are kind of like getting prepared in order to like probably discuss what was wrong. Okay. Watch the Seven of Swords. Watch the Seven of Swords. For the other sides. Pisces. So it's kind of like, bruv, I was just literally thinking about you, and you're like, yeah, but you think more of yourself, don't you? You say you're selfish. Well, don't you know, you're supposed to love yourself and think about yourself. Yeah, but you only ever do that. You only ever really consider, like you, of what goes on in your life. You don't never really consider what goes on in my life and the stress and the strain that I'm under. Yeah, but that's why I came into your life, in order to ask you what was going on in your life. You're like, yeah, well, I'm a 4. This is personal. This is private. I don't quite like talking about that all the time. You're like, well, how am I supposed to know that if you don't tell me? Well, I did. What was that? Piss off. Well, you told me to leave. I know. But I can't get enough of you. And you're like, well, what the fucking kind of riddle is that then? You know? Because 4s can be like Scorpio, Aries. It can be the 4 of Cups. And it can be like, look, you know, I'm just had enough. I just got home from work. And I'm just fucking, you know, I'm sitting here thinking about you in a positive light. You came in and put a fucking Debbie Downer on it and just started talking about something negative when I'm expecting you in order to brighten my day. Well, I did, didn't I? No, you put a downer on it. You selfish, arrogant arsehole. Oh. So the man or the male energy is more like, what the fuck do you want me to do then, Felicia? Like, I'm here and you're like, well, that's not good enough. You're like, well, I'm hi, honey. I'm home. I'm here. Like, well, you might be here in mind, body, and spirit, but you're not actually here, are you? You're like, well, you're not concentrating then. You're not concentrating on me. I'm concentrating on you. Why are you not focusing on me all of the time? Well, I'm busy. So, why is the hangman here? Hangman is judgment. So you more than likely split up and broke up, but then more than likely now facing getting back. 2 is a revealed energy. It's about being honest and open and showing oneself to be honest. This is me in the flesh. Okay. So it's kind of like, well, look, I'm open for discussion. I'm open for reconciliation if you are. So what's the hold up? So there probably isn't one. You probably could well be talking by now, okay, for a lot of you. You do have a lot of signs of 2 of Libra, okay, or a 2 there. But this 7 is up for reconciliation here. I won't let you down. I'm here. Hello, here's Johnny. I'm here, okay. So there's this, like, don't let me down. I won't. I'm here. I want to make amends. There you go. I won't let you down. Trust me, I want to make amends. I am here when you want me, but you need to make up your mind whether you want me. And if we both want each other, then, well, let's make amends. I can't get enough of you. At times, I want to make amends. 2 of Cups. You got a lot of 2 energies. You got a lot of triggered stuff, earth signs. A lot of this mirroring of stress. When I'm stressed, I put the stress on you. When I think positively, you may be thinking negatively. If we both of us have lives outside of one another, which you normally do, okay, it's kind of like, well, look, I've got a load on my mind as well. You had a lot on your mind, okay? You were trying to cope with all of that. I was trying to cope with things going on in my life. I am here for you, but you told me to leave, and it created a trigger, okay? But I do want to make amends because I am your partner. Okay, but for some of you, you might not actually be together in a 6 of Cups. This could be more of a metaphysical, that you don't actually live with one another. Like, you have got distance. You've got more of a metaphysical trying to survive as a relationship of metaphysics, but not physical. Like, we don't live and have a mortgage together and everything else. You know, we don't have children, blah, blah, blah. Well, not in this one as such. Okay, so it's more than, I mean, this could be a woman's cycle, you know, like I got fucking moody and everything else because of my cycle of life, okay. What's the 2 of Cups for? I want to make amends. Why is that? So, something to do with maybe children for a lot of you, but I do want to make amends. I do want to speak, but do you want to speak? Okay, because I don't know whether that is or not. Because that's an energy of like, look, I do want to make amends, but we really do need to talk about this. You know, we do need to start talking at some point about it. Because what caused it? If we don't deal with what caused the argument, but then normally human beings, they face the energy of like, but if we talk about it, that's going to stir up the argument again. Okay, so it's either 2 options. Okay, either 1, leave it and just not bother talking about it, or 2, try and discuss it amicably like adults and not like children. Okay, like adults and not like children. Because this could be over children, like the argument could have been over children. Okay, but like, you know, like I said, if you can argue like children, over children, then how's that good for supporting a marriage and a relationship if you can act just like children over kids? You know, what keeps it together, the children or the respect or the lack of, right? What's the Page of Cups in reverse for? About Gemini, okay, about the love that you have, Capricorn or Gemini. But again, it's kind of like this mirrored energy of like, look, I want to make amends. I'm here. If you want to talk, I'm here. Okay. So what is I can't get enough from you? So basically, earth signs, what is being hidden from you is the fact that this person is willing to work on it with you. I think that maybe you just need to answer that yourself, the question yourself, do you want to work on it? Okay, do you want to work on it? But this is, look, I can't get enough of you, but what is it that you want? Do you want me to leave you alone? Do you want me to talk to you? Do you want to come over? You know, if I can't be near you or you won't let me near you or see you, then how do I know? Okay, So I can't get enough of you for the fact that, what, that makes me want to leave? Of course it shouldn't. If I can't get enough of you, it makes me want to come towards you. But if you're playing a game of kiss chase and you're like, look, you're going in that direction and I'm going in this direction, who is going towards who, or are we actually getting further and further away from one another? Like, is this getting out of the hand where we're playing the, okay then, let's see how long it is that we can not speak for game. You go that way and I go this way, unless that's kind of starting to show me other signs of how I would read cards differently then. Okay, because this could be children that are kind of being transported over to exes and stuff and whatnot. Okay, what's the Eight of Cups? Yeah, it does. It's kind of like this person kind of wants you to go towards them. You got like an Aquarian Leo placement of 8 of destiny, of like, look, I can't get enough of you, of your dick, of your success, of the love that we have. There are plenty of opportunities out there for us in life, okay, either now or at a later date, but we do have many opportunities in order to reconcile and to talk. Okay, so basically what is hidden from you, earth signs, is that your partner is just generally wondering about these opportunities that they can have with you, of building a life together, something that is stable, passion, love, creation. Okay, that I need to do things in order to feel creative. Okay, so like if you're creating a drama, well then these are just kind of like opportunities of like, well, what is hidden from you, earth signs? Well, the fact that I hold these 2 cards in my hand saying that I'm willing to have an opportunity with you if you are, but if you're not, then that's down to you. That will be judgment of you here. Alchemy. We're either getting further apart or actually getting closer together. But I do want to work on it, and I wish we could just go back and just undo what we did. I know I may have let you down and I came in and did or said something that we didn't agree upon that may have caused an argument, but I do want to make amends, okay? And I can't get enough of you. That's why I do want these opportunities with you, of life, with you, spend it with you, okay? So that's kind of what we've got, earth signs, for a lot of you. We've got another deck here at the moment as well. I've just actually ordered another one. But let's see what these ones say as well. These are in the shadows. So show me what it is about soulmates that may be apart, or anything that they need to know about their partner, of how they're feeling. How does earth signs partner truly feel inside? Your body language says a lot. Now it might be body language or actual physical speaking of language. Like I can kind of pick up when you're in a mood and that you don't want to speak because you told me to go. So I can pretty much pick that up. Okay, it's not really hard to tell that someone has a certain tone to their voice that's kind of saying, or can actually tell you're getting slightly annoyed, right? Which can actually provoke a person to say, look, fuck you, right? So your body language says a lot, but body language is normally vocabulary. Okay, so for you guys that are close quartered with someone, if they're kind of like very relaxed, or they're like holding themselves quite like, you know, I don't want to talk, that's body language. But body language is also language of how you're speaking. Are you angry? Are you not? It's quite easily determined by someone's voice. Is body language, is to say, is to know and think, oh, I sense danger. Okay, I sense an argument. So body language, basically meaning that your partner may have picked up that there could have been something wrong, and it could have been stress. They picked that up on you, okay, and then you could have flipped out, or they did, but it was because of something that was either verbally communicated within body language, or the fact that they just felt uncomfortable. Okay, they felt that the scenario was more uncomfortable in order to stay in, because they sensed that something was wrong. Okay, so any other messages that earth signs need to know from their partner of how they truly feel? I don't need your approval. Okay, so it's kind of like, look, I don't need you to prove things to me if I already know. You don't need to prove it. I don't need your approval. Okay, I just asked a question and I picked up from your body language that something was wrong. I wasn't asking you about yes or no. I was just trying to talk. Okay, so I don't need you to prove anything to me because my love for you should already be proved. Proven, what's the word? Proven innocent before guilty. Okay, did somebody look guilty or sound guilty of something? Like, you sounded a little bit guilty. Okay. Because if that's someone that comes back and say, look, you sound really guilty, like you sound like, because I keep hearing like it sounds like, and someone was trying to pick up on how a person was acting. Were they acting very suspiciously? Okay, and that it needed approval, like I needed you to prove to me because you're acting a little bit sketchy. And if you're acting a little bit sketchy and I asked you that question, then what was your response? Was that like, no, fuck off? And you're like, okay, so why would you do that? To like, why could you not just given me a straight answer? Yes or no? Why could you have not given me a straight answer? Because I was sensing through your body language or your verbal communication that something was wrong, that when I asked you a question. Show me how Earth signs partner may be feeling. You can't come with me. What is that? See, these don't really make too much sense now. It doesn't really follow a story. Your body language says it all. I don't need your approval. You can't come with me. So someone is leaving. There was an 8 energy of going, but I don't know if that's to do with like children or some of you that may be in third parties. Because if you're in third party energies, it's going to be very difficult in order to know who's coming with who. Right, but you do have that message, you can't come with me. So what is your body language for? What is for earth signs? Why do they have your body language? What was that to do with earth signs? So it was more to do with around verbal communication. Could have been around a Capricorn or a Gemini, Leo or an Aquarian energy, okay? But your body language kind of says it all. You know, when I got there, it looked as if you were pretty nervous. Like, you know, I came in really quickly with some news, and I came in real quickly, but you may have misunderstood what I said because it was said very quick and very sharp. Okay, and you may have misunderstood. I may not have stayed around long enough for you to be able to understand what I truly meant. You left real quickly. You came in, you either acted a certain way and looked guilty, and then you ran out the door real quick, or you came in and you said something and then you left before I even got a chance to say something. You didn't give me time to explain. If you had done, we wouldn't have had to have gone back to I wish we could have just gone back. Because whatever was said very quickly in an urgent energy, and your body language or your vocabulary said it all. That you really wasn't that bothered because you told me to get out and leave. So I did. Okay. So what is this? I don't need your approval. Why is it that earth signs that have I don't need your approval? What is that to do with? Something to do with around tarot card readings or readers. Okay, and I don't need your approval in order to know that we can work on this. Maybe because I actually want to. You don't have to prove yourself to me the fact that unless some of you are out there and you're like, you know what, I need proof first by seeking a tarot card reading without speaking to my partner. Okay, but I need proof first. That might be in written. I need you to prove it first in writing. I need you to write me something to explain, or I need you to go back and look at what was. If you see text messaging, this is what I fucking hate about text messages. This can be writing something down, right? And it can be energy that got misconstrued through text messaging without physically, verbally speaking. And it might be that someone sent a text to somebody, but it got, like when the person read it, they're like, I don't get what the text message means. What do you mean? So it wasn't verbally spoke about. So I don't need your approval. So that might be something about in writing. I don't need it in writing. That might have something to do around work. What is the 8 of Pentacles for? The Lovers, Gemini. I don't need your approval to know that I love you. It's kind of like you don't have to keep proving to me that you love me. I know that. Okay, you don't have to prove that. The proof is in the pudding, is the fact that I do want to work on it. That's why you've got I want to make amends, and the 8 is work on it because I love you. So you don't need to. You don't need my approval. I don't need your approval to know that we want to work on it. Don't know why that's there, but it's a very strange card, that one. Anyway, you can't come with me. Unless some of you don't trust the person, okay, and they're in and they're out and they're in and they're out, and you know they're cheating. If you know a person cheats and lies and manipulates and goes to see other women or men, and you know that, well, then that's why that's coming up. Look, you don't need to keep proving it or telling me the fact that you are. I already fucking know you are. Like, I already know that because I've seen it with my own two eyes. That could be that, because that Seven of Swords can be where you've been dealing this for a while of someone going between different partners, but you have to know that. You have to know that for it to be fact. You have to see it, okay? Not just get it from a tarot reader, right? You can't come with me, which is another woman. So someone has to leave a person if you're in a third energy. Why is this Queen of Pentacles around you can't come with me? A child and a parent? See, the tarot cards are actually saying different. You can't come with me. So this is going to represent any of you that are going through something very strange around a child, and the mother won't let, or the father won't let the child see one another, and you can't come with me because your dad or your mother won't let me. Okay, something like that. Because this really does want to come with you here. That's what I'm saying. I really do want to be with you, and I really do want to work on it, and I really do want to come. But this card says you can't come with me. So I don't know what that is. Now, that would only really represent if any of you are in a third party and one of these people is saying, I'm sorry, but you can't come with me. You know, I don't want you to. Some of you might be moving. There could be, like, say if there's divorce and leaving and someone says, I'm sorry, but you're not going to be coming with me. Like, it might be on holiday. We're going on holiday or we're moving away, and I'm sorry, but you can't come with us this time. You're going to have to stay here. You can't come. Okay. That would be any of you have got a story in your, you're watching this and you have a story around where you know what this you can't come with me means. And if you know what that means, and that is around a divorced couple and someone saying, look, one of you has got to go and you're not going to be moving with me. When I leave, you're not going to be moving with me. I'm going to be going on my own or with a partner. Okay, but you're not coming with me. Okay, because I'm going forward either one on my own or two with the person I want to be with. That would mainly be around you guys that may be in some kind of third energy there. Okay, so what do you reckon? Do you like these new cards? There's another one turning up, but I really like them. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is, like I said, because Molly is very ill at the moment, and another thing, what a lot of you guys may not know, is that, like, YouTube charged me 40% in tax each month. 40%. 35 to 40% in tax from YouTube revenue. That's what they charge me each month, right? When that comes in this country, I also have to pay a 20% yearly tax. Okay, 20%. America is 40% a month. Here, when I pay my tax bill, I think it's 20%. It's nowhere near as much. Okay, so I get fucked up the arsehole with fucking with tax when it comes to what I earn on YouTube. Okay, so the benefit of that is that I'm going to start doing more like this. But if you want more specific stuff of star sign and these and them and the other ones, hopefully you decide to use join Patron and the full access bundle, because that is where star signs are going to be, and some are. Okay, at the moment it is Aries and Taurus, and then we go on to 2 more per day, and they just go put over there. So if you're wondering where's my star sign, you have to be over on there. And then these are going to be whenever I can also do them as well. So we're going to change things up slightly. Okay, monthlies will still be going ahead. Weekly, maybe 1 weekly on here, 1 weekly over there, and these, but we're changing it up. I'm doing something different. Okay, so there is no extended to this one, but like I said, if you want your star signs, specific energy of star sign, please consider joining Patreon. You can find that link provided below. Okay, personal readings, so on and so forth, all provided below. Okay, all right, guys, thanks very much. I'll see you soon.